Well, he paid his wife a yearly motherhood salary, called it a provision, called it love, called it the highest form of masculine leadership. One problem, she's saying domestic violence. Okay? Meet, they call him Yada Yada, Yahdan Yada. He's an Atlanta based wellness influencer, self proclaimed minister, but an entire fraud. So, welcome to our episode of Grifters. But here's the thing, he built an entire empire teaching men that real masculinity means complete financial and emotional control over their woman. Let me say that one more time. He is teaching men, he's teaching men, especially these alpha males, that masculinity means complete financial and emotional control over their woman. Thousands have followed, thousands are listening, and his wife is listening too. For 8 years, she's been listening. For 8 years, Yada Yada's wife has been listening. Then she went public. Watch this.
I'm here getting the rest of my stuff.
She has come out and said that this is basically a fraud. He has been abusing her. So you saw that with your own eyes. You saw her black eye. That's what she's saying. Okay. I don't know. I'd love your thoughts on that just before we even get any deeper into this. This is a grifter alert. We're going to talk about the grift because thousands have supported him. Thousands. So she has gone public, said the motherhood salary came with emotional abuse. She said he controlled her narrative. She said protection looked a lot like possession. The public persona is always, the public persona is always the grift. It is always the grift. And this, my friends, is the grift alert. So welcome. And I'm glad you're here. And I hope you stick around so we can talk about this and we can talk about identifying grifts. Because for the life of me, I cannot understand how people like Cheyenne Bryant and this new chick that's claiming to be a PA and so many others, Officer Tatum, I could run a list of those that grift. And it is, I don't know, I think we need to move past it. But in order to move past it, we have to identify it. The public persona is always the grift. We catch the ones who sell one story and live another life. Let's talk about who Yahdan Yada really is. Yahdan Yada? Yahdan Yada? Yada Yada is all I can think of Yada Yada. So when you hear me say Yada Yada, you know who I'm talking about. Dude, what is going on? For real. But here's what I know. After 20 years in communications and public relations, the bigger the personal brand, the bigger the contradiction. And the louder someone teaches about relationship, the more you need to watch what they do inside of theirs. Okay? I've been married over 20 years. I don't know too many relationship people that are yipping and yapping and making money off of this, that are really living the life that they claim. It's the grift. And for those of us that have lived a productive, healthy marriage, we see what these relationship experts are doing. Yada Yada is just one of the newest. Okay. So today we're launching the new series called GRIFTER Alert. And it's new with a name, but I already clocked your girl Cheyenne Bryant and a few others before. We're just giving it a title now so you know what you're coming here for. All right. And our first case, we're going to talk about Yada. This is a case study. This lesson is narrative collapse. His name is Yahdan Yada, Yahdan Yada, Yada. You might know him as Yada Awakening. That's his other name. He's an Atlanta-based holistic health influencer, herbalist, wellness entrepreneur, and relationship coach. And he built an entire brand around teaching men how to properly provide for women. The problem, his wife says, he was nothing of what he said he was. Okay? He was not this person he claims to be. He was anything but a provider. She says he was a controller. And now the whole thing is unraveling in real time. Okay? Let me start with the grift itself, the grift setup. Here we go. Yada. Contest formula is simple. He positions himself as the enlightened, masculine alternative, right? He's that guy. The man who understands that real provision isn't just money, it's leadership. Emotional labor, he's doing all the things. Complete care. He founded a wellness company called the World's Greatest Rejuvenation LLC. He runs an international transportation and logistics firm called Yahdan Group SA. Okay, the SA part threw me. Like the SA part threw me. Okay. So, I don't know. Everything about this guy throws me. He teaches herbalism and holistic health. He's a self-proclaimed minister. Where's that picture? Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's a self-proclaimed minister. He's positioned himself as the whole package, the man who has it figured out. Okay. And then there's the signature move, the one that went viral. He pays his wife a yearly motherhood salary. This is what he's telling us. This is what he's telling the public. This is the grift. The grift is the lie. And she is so much as saying so. But not for her work, for her to exist in the role of mother and wife. He commodified her unpaid labor and called that love. He called it the highest expression of masculine responsibility. Okay? Thousands of people saw this. Thousands celebrated it, especially, women that feel like they should be getting paid for their motherhood and their wifely duties. I don't know where these people are coming from, but he's saying all the things that a certain demographic wants to hear. Okay? Thousands of people saw it. They celebrated it. They thought that it was the standard. Yes, let's make this the standard. That's just the example. Here's what they didn't see, though. They didn't see the contradiction. His wife's name is Yahdan Yada. Online, she goes by Divine Queen Yada. And let me show you this other picture. Okay. She goes by Divine Queen Yada. God bless her. 8 years of marriage, multiple children, and according to her recent public statement, those 8 years included domestic violence. She didn't say it once. She went public with the allegations recently. She announced the end of their relationship on the grounds of abuse. And you just saw the image of her. She does look like she took a 1-2 to the eye. She named it. We didn't. Now, think about what that means from a communication standpoint. This is a man who built an entire empire on teachings about how men should treat women, how to provide, how to lead, how to love. And the person closest to him is saying his version of all of that was actually abuse. Okay? The narrative just collapsed. Her coming out, especially her being the closest person to him, her being the person that he is claiming he does all this for, has come out and said absolutely not. He beats my ass. That's essentially what she's saying. Here's what I'm trained to watch and catch. When someone builds a personal brand, they're making a promise. They're saying, I practice what I preach and I live this. I figured this out. Yada's promise was simple. Real masculine provision, including absolute financial and emotional responsibility for your woman. That's what he's preaching to others. That's what he's saying he practices. Do this and you're enlightened. You're different. You're the solution. His wife's counter narrative is equally simple. That's absolutely not what he does. Her counter statement counters everything he had to say. The absolute responsibility felt a lot like absolute control. It felt like abuse. And that's what her eye looked like. Now, here's the thing about that contradiction. It doesn't matter how many people believe the first story once the second story is public. The credibility doesn't recover. The brand does not bounce back because now everyone who followed him has to ask the same question. If he taught one thing and did another, what else is the grift? What else is he lying about? Right? I'm going to say something direct. A lot of what Yada taught, a lot of what he taught wrapped abuse language in spiritual language. And there are people that feel like whatever physical, how do I say this, authority he's asserting over her is biblical. There are people that believe that. That's a classic move. He framed a total provision as love. He framed financial control as protection. He framed emotional management of his wife as leadership. He built a theology around his own behavior and called it enlightenment. That's not new though, but it's effective because people want to believe in that story. They want to believe that masculine authority and provision are the same thing. There are, especially this, the red pill group, the red pill people, the men that feel like this alpha male machismo is what it's all about. They love this stuff. That controlling someone's money and emotions is actually taking care of them. His wife spent 8 years inside that story. And then she got out. The allegations of domestic abuse, domestic violence aren't just a personal failing. That's a direct contradiction to everything he taught publicly. They're proof that the narrative he was selling was never the reality he was living. Point blank, period. Here's the influencer problem, though. Let me zoom out for a second. This isn't just about one man. This is about an entire category of content creators who monetize their personal life, right? You build an audience by telling people you have the answer to the most intimate questions: how to be in a relationship, how to have wealth, how to have healthy masculinity, how to balance provision and power. People invest in you emotionally. They buy your courses. They buy your vision of what life should be. They follow your lifestyle. And then the private reality doesn't match. It just don't. Their personal lives do not match what they're preaching and what you're buying. With Yada, that mismatch includes allegations of abuse, but the pattern is the same across these kinds of creators. The personal life is the product. And when the product breaks, the whole business collapses. Here's the narrative spin, okay? Here's what matters from a pure strategy standpoint, because we're watching just this massive amount of people come out with these fantasy lives, and they're selling it to people, and people are buying. So perpetuating a fraud, essentially. But here's what matters from a pure strategy standpoint. How he responds to this is everything. So far, he hasn't publicly addressed his wife's allegations with the kind of detailed, credible response that might salvage his business and his practice, right? Because he has several businesses. And silence in this moment, silence is always surrender to me. Silence is surrender. And silence in this moment reads kind of as confirmation. It reads avoidance. It reads guilt. Because here's the rule. If you build your brand on your personal life, you don't get to be quiet when your personal life becomes the story. Boom. His options now are pretty terrible. He can deny it. He can minimize it. He can go on the offense. None of it works when your wife has a black eye on camera and is the one speaking her truth. The narrative isn't his to control anymore. That's the real loss. He has lost control of the narrative. So back to the communication strategy. Here's why I launched GRIFTER Alert and why Yada is my first case study. Well, actually it was Cheyenne, but okay, we're on Yada. He's not an outlier. He's a blueprint. These are content creators, coaches, ministers, influencers who build empires on selling intimacy, on selling the idea that they figured it out, that they have figured out the most important parts of being human. And then the truth breaks. The truth always comes to the light. Every time. Do you hear me? Every time. My job is to help people build brands that can survive the truth. Brands that are actually grounded in values, that don't require contradictions. Okay? Grifter Alert exists to call out the ones who don't, to break down how the grift works, to show people the difference between narrative control and narrative manipulation. Do you hear me? Yada? Yeah, he's on my monitor right now, but he won't be the last. Y'all know that. Now there's a deeper dive that I'm going to go ahead and put on Substack. We're tracking what happens next. We're watching how he responds. We're documenting the moments his public empire realized the contradiction is in the public eye now. It's not private anymore. Because that moment tells you everything about what he was actually selling, okay? If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, drop a comment, tell me who the next grifter should be. Who is a grifter that you're watching grift, take people's money while they lie to them? You let me know. Who's the influencer or coach or content creator you see grifting? And then head over to Substack and subscribe. I want to make sure you get what I got, okay? Because this story is bigger than one man. This is about how narratives collapse when they're not grounded in truth. Got me? All right, guys. So listen, Grifter Alert, it's built on this. We catch the narrative mismatch. That's really it. We catch who they say they are compared to who they really are in private. We break down the grift. We show you what real strategy looks like when someone's personal brand implodes. Yada, that's who's on deck right now. But every week, we're going to show you another one. Another influencer selling something they don't actually practice. Another coach with a contradiction they can't control. Head over to Substack. Make sure you subscribe. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Who should be the next grifter? Tanya is my name, and controlling the narrative is my game. Remember, control the narrative. If you don't, the streets will, and it will not be in your favor. Get in them comments. All right, see you next.